So we promised more interviews, and here's the second interview this morning, and Graham's joined me this time. All right, Graham?
I'm fine, how are you?
Good, I'm all right. Just a wee bit tired, but not too bad.
Not too bad. Here's what gin does for you.
Yes, someone did have a gin before he left the hotel this morning.
Okay.
Okay. Well, here, but we have Frazer Irving this morning. Hi there, Frazer, how's it going?
Fine.
Nice. Is this the first time you've been at Lawless?
Yep.
Yeah?
I mean, it's not the first time I've been to Bristol. I mean, I started my career here 23 years ago. Not in this hotel, I think it's like in another hotel, I think the one around the corner. But that's where like I got my very first commission from Andy Diggle, who was and that was the year he became the editor of the prog.
Oh, no way.
I was sitting next to a guy called Adrian Bamford, who was another Small Press alumni, and we were in the 2008 talk, and we just sensed something was changing because there was both editors on the stand, and it was like, please tell us if Dave Bishop is going to quit, so therefore we can move in and talk about the new assistant editor. And it happened, and it was like, right, this is the calling, this is the sign from the universe. And yeah, I got approached by Diggle himself over there at the bar because he recognised my face from like my website where I'd done an illustration of myself with long hair. And that was it, beginning of a career in this location.
Oh,
so
that's brilliant.
It's weird, like after 23 years I've come full circle. Like it's weird, it's like everyone kind of looks the same. I mean, I've got shorter hair now, but Diggle looks the same. He still looks like an Edward Snowden clone. And every Chris Weston still looks the same. He's just greyer, and it's just really weird. It's like after doing all those big warehouse conventions like MCM or San Diego, this is what I did for fun, like for 5 or 6 years before the whole world went kind of like convention crazy. And it's like. I mean, it took a couple of hours to adjust to it yesterday, because after 3 years of like being stuck in our rabbit warrens, it's like, you know, a bit of a kind of information overload. But after 3 hours, it just kicks back in.
That's wonderful. Lawless is pretty unique because it is the fans.
Yes. That's what I mean. It reminds me of like the good old days, like when a comic convention was all about the comics. And people who showed up knew the comics, read the comics, and were interested in the art itself. And it's like I said, like 23 years ago when the comic scene started up again in Bristol, that's all it was. There was, I mean, the idea of movies and TV being associated with us, you got to be joking. We were like the retarded idiot cousin of like all other forms of media. People would shout at us in the street, shouting, Tom and Jerry, Tom and Jerry. And that happened in this town. And it's like, but it meant that when we were in the convention, at least we knew everyone was on the same page.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I don't get that at the bigger conventions. There's so much more to do with it. It's more of a carnival or a circus or kind of like a festival. And it's like, comic convention is like, you know, in hotels or in like old churches with like, you know, people obsessed with like panel to panel sequential storytelling. And you're right, it's like, this kind of encapsulates that.
It does.
It's like nothing had happened for the past 20 years.
It's wonderful because, I mean, we have done MCM and a lot of the bigger shows, and they're soulless. They're great. If you're into the TVs and the movies and things like that, that's fine. But the creators are stuck usually in a little corridor somewhere. They call it Artist Alley, which is just like about 2 square foot.
Yeah.
It's nothing at all. And you start getting the recognition. I mean, bear in mind, if it wasn't for you guys, these major companies wouldn't have inspiration.
Yeah, that kind of rankles a lot of us, but we kind of accept it because, like, you know, the innovators never benefit from innovation. Like, you find in music, you get people who are major innovators in jazz, like Jaco Pastorius, but the people who made the money off of that, the people who imitated his style and refined it, but the innovators, they're kind of the ones left thinking, yeah, I get the critical acclame, but where's the money?
Yeah, aka Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, and it's like with comics, it's kind of been like that always. Like, you know, people would change their names to draw or write comics. They didn't want the association with juvenile literature, but obviously that meant that they could do whatever they wanted. It made it far more kind of fertile, which is why everyone's kind of strip mining it now. But we know that we're never going to be put on that pedestal because they can't admit that, like, you know, some guy who was just hacking a story out because, like, you know, he's got 2 days to come up with 20 pages of story and knock back some acid, knock at any old crap. And then all of a sudden you get this kind of like this bullshit story which 30 years later is now being milked for like major movies, and it's like you can't admit that. It's like it would rob it of its kind of mystery and its magic. You know, the big mouse wouldn't get its kind of wouldn't get the adulation that it wants. You'd have to give it to us.
That would be an interesting one on the panel. So, what was your inspiration? Well, I dropped a few tabs.
Well, I remember reading an interview with Grant Morrison where he said he was doing some episodes of this thing called Really and Truly, I think it was called. I didn't read the prog back in those days. Because he had to write 5 episodes over a weekend, so he did 2 tabs of acid. 2 tabs of ecstasy, and then just write the whole thing overnight. And I thought, well, at least he's being honest about it.
Yeah.
Whether it affects the quality is irrelevant. It's like, some people think that writers can assist at typewriter all day long, and writing is the act of kissing the keys. Well, it isn't. 99.9% of it is just sitting there in a room, in your underpants, staring at a corner in the room, wondering what's going wrong with your life. And then something clicks, you think, right, I'll write that down. And it's like, we kind of have to preserve some kind of magic and mystery about it, I think. Because otherwise, if you give too much reality, like it will be incredibly boring to read about our lives. I got up, I procrastinated for like 12 hours of the day, I had dinner, then I put my pants on, and then I thought, shit, I better hit this deadline. No. You wanna like just focus upon the dramatic bits. Like when I say that I drew the cover to the Necronauts comic collection whilst in exile in Slovenia, like in a tower block which was populated with drug dealers and prostitutes. I'm not lying. I'm just only picking out the dramatic and interesting parts. Of
Oh wow!
Exactly.
Like we could do an hour's podcast on that alone.
Oh yeah, my days in Zagreb. Yeah, that was when I did an interview with like one of the local comics guys there, and they had their own radio show for comics in Zagreb. Believe it or not. And it's like, they knew I was showing up, so they wanted to do an interview with me. So I said, yeah, I'll meet you at a tram stop in a place called the British Square. So I'm waiting there, and then this guy comes out of the tram, and he's like a tall guy with long hair, and he's looking like this. And I'm looking at him, and he's like, he glances at me and looks away. Glances again. And I say, are you Tito? He goes, yes. You Frazer? I said, yes. He goes, I thought you would be like 7 foot tall, like Alan Moore, with long hair and fangs and claws. I was like, no, that's simply because like they saw the artwork and assumed that I looked like my drawings, and I'm like, nah, just a little Essex boy. But it's I know some people say that the owners look like their dogs, but unless you're Chris Weston, most artists don't look like their artwork. With Chris, everyone looks like Chris in his art. Especially the women.
Especially their chests as well. But you mentioned Grant Morrison, and of course there was the run that you did with him from episode 13 on Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
fantastic run. Yeah. I mean, it was so different as well. I mean, what was that like to go with a major character? Who had actually gone through major upheaval, gone through such an upheaval at that time?
Well, it's like a busman's holiday for me, I make the sausage, I don't eat the sausage. Like Hilary Briss says, I'm a really good gentleman, I've got a shelf full of black pudding out front, and can't say care for it myself. So I don't actually read. Superheroes for me died in 1982, when Jean Grey came back from the dead. I disengaged, because I knew they were just going to reboot it every couple of years, and so as a reader, I've been ambivalent, so I didn't really care. All I cared about was, get Batman, that means royalties, right? Okay, good. And fun fact, right? I was going to do the second arc, the one that Cameron Stewart ended up drawing, but they told me I was going to do it, and then on a Sunday night, a journalist from Comic Book Resources or somewhere emailed me and said, "Is it true you're doing the next arc of Batman and Robin?" And I said, yes, but I haven't got any scripts yet. I don't know anything else about it. He goes, okay. The Monday after, 24 hours later, I get an email from the editor saying, did you tell a journalist about doing Batman and Robin? And I said, well, yeah. Someone told me not to. And he goes, right, okay, they've announced it on every single news site, and you've ruined our window of opportunity to promote it. So I thought you have to come off it. So I essentially got fired from talking to a journalist. But then when they rescheduled me to do the Joker arc, I'm like, I win. I win.
Yeah.
That was the perfect arc for me. I didn't want to do the Knight and Squire. You're kidding me? Yeah, it's set in London. Oh, give me the Joker.
Yeah.
I can totally handle that, It's like, I turned Judge Death into kind of like a comedy act, I felt. Whenever I was drawing him, he was like mincing along in kind of like really camp fashion. It wasn't scary at all. And the Joker, I thought, well, I can go the other way. I can make him really creepy, like really dirty. And I thought, that was great, so that really works out for me. Doing Batman, I wasn't actually drawing Batman, I was drawing Robin dressed as Batman.
Yeah, that's true, it's Dick Grayson.
And it made all the difference, because as you read the character, I'm thinking about it, so I'm not drawing him as Batman, he's just like some athletic guy. So that, I can't empathise with Batman. To me, Batman is Adam West.
I mean, that run actually, that Batman and Robin run, did give me a newfound respect for Dick Grayson. There's no doubt about it. I love the dynamics between Bruce Wayne's son and Dick.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the
Yeah, exactly.
euphemism. And on this morning we have.
Yeah, essentially that's too much of a contemporary statement there.
The writing of Damian Wayne I thought was, because I didn't know anything about the character, I had to kind of read up on it beforehand, and I hadn't read any of the previous runs, so everything he was throwing in the script was completely new to me. And I get the script and it's half complete, and I just draw what I can. I'm a jobbing illustrator, you know what I mean? I didn't really get it, but I did my best. And when I read the script, the characterization, the dialogue of Damien, especially after I'd done the artwork and he finished the dialogue, they came to life on the page. It was amazing, like how some writers, if you read their scripts or even the comics, the characters all sound the same.
Yes, that was mentioned in the panel yesterday. That they all have the same voice.
A lot, especially these days, they all seem to be kind of like actors telling a story, and I am telling the other part of it. It's like opera.
Yeah.
But when comics work best is when you can actually completely just believe in like the characters. And Grant's good at that. He doesn't always have the script finished in the actual document. He puts the dialogue on after the artwork has been finished. So sometimes I'm like, he says, like, Damien is like scowling. I'm like, okay, he's scowling. I give him a stupid expression, and then you see the dialogue he puts on afterwards really plays to that. Or even sometimes he changes the dialogue to kind of suit the drawing, like in Clary and the Witch Boy, and he did that. And it's great because like then it gives the character more depth. And it's weird because I don't care about reading Batman at all, but I did enjoy reading that one.
Yeah, it was really. I must lend you those.
Yeah.
I really loved them.
Although I was, the last issue.
Uh-huh.
Okay, right. So I finished my 3 issues, and I thought that was it. It was over. Then I heard that they were doing one more issue, and I thought, oh, they're going to be bringing Vinny back for the last issue. Can I bookend it, right? So I'm at San Diego, right? And I'm at the DC booth, but I'm talking to the editor, and I said, so who's doing the last issue, issue 16? He goes, oh, Cameron's doing it. I'm like, what? Up there, he's already had 3 issues. Why is Grant giving him another issue? So I said, all right, so I marched over to find Cameron. I said, so are you doing the last issue of Batman and Robin? And he goes, no. I said, Mike just said you are. He goes, I'm not doing it. No one said anything. I'm doing it. So I said, do you mind if I throw my hat in the ring? He goes, be my guest. So I marched back to the DC booth. I go up to the editor and I said, so Cameron said he's not doing it, he doesn't know about it. He goes, oh, he is? I said, well, he said he isn't. He goes, oh no, he is doing it. And I said, okay, so if he says he isn't going to do it and he doesn't do it, can I throw my hat in the ring? And he goes, yeah, but he is doing it. So I backed off. 12 days before the deadline, this is like in September or October even, 12 days before the deadline, I get an email saying, Cameron's agreed to do it, but there's 12 pages lacking, can you fill it in 12 days? So I'm like, that's a bit cheeky. I mean, I can do it in 12 days, but I like to have like at least 3 weeks warm up, you know?
Yeah.
And which is why everything comes in at the last minute. I have to take my time to prepare. And I said, I can't do 12 pages in 12 days, I can do 7. So we're going to find a third person to fill it in. And I'm like, okay. That was the week of New York Comic Con, so the editors were all busy. So it was me and Kristen Morrison deciding which artist does the final 5 pages. And I put forward Matt Simpson and Chris Burnham, because I knew them both, and I knew they both were eager to work on this project. So that's how Chris Burnham got on that comic, because I didn't know that Cameron wasn't going to be doing all of it until like 12 days before it had to be in. It's like really weird. It's like I thought I should have that last issue all to myself. You know, I'm that kind of guy thinking I'm going to do the last 3 issues, then do the final one.
Exactly. Let your art be the last panel.
But because it allowed Chris to kind of get in on the Batman train, and then he did all the other stuff with Grant, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, that was a very that was a learning curve for working on superheroes. It really was. I enjoyed it, but I would like to have a bit more preparation and 3 more scripts in advance, because that stuff they can change the plots at the last minute and really throw you.
That's massively unfair on you. I'd just like to say, actually, Brian Bolland is watching at the moment.
Is he?
Yep.
Where?
No, but yeah, he's in my handbag. No, I just see his icon is on the bottom of the screen here. So you want to say hello?
Hello, Brian. Remember me from Zagreb back in 2004, I think it was. 2004. We went for dinner at the Zagreb Comic Convention, and when Brian was doing his panel and being asked questions by the audience, some guy said, Mr. Bolland, do you like weed? And Brian was very, very diplomatic. He said, oh, well, do you have some? And then everyone laughed and it all moved on. But that was, we had a New Year's Eve party that year, and Brian left like his Judge Dredd pages. You know, the Gaze into the Fist of Dread?
Yes.
Those pages were on the wall in that art establishment on New Year's Eve. Everyone was getting drunk, everyone was doing cocaine, everyone's kind of falling about, making out on the floor. I'm there with my girlfriend at the time, kind of like, just kind of moving our way through the smoke and the haze, and I'm like standing there next to Gaze into the Fist of Dread in Zagreb, in the middle of winter, like surrounded by essentially an orgy. And it was like, yeah.
Nice.
People said comics are going to be boring. No, they're not. Yes, good times. Good times.
I don't know how to follow that on. I think
Rock
that's
and roll
it.
and Brian Bolland.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't there. He's
Brian, sorry about that. You missed the orgy. Apologies.
That's the thing. So I think I was going to take a photograph, but this was back in the days pre-iPhone, so I'd have to get like an actual digital camera out with a battery
And a tripod.
Yeah, and a steam engine to power the thing. You know, it was like So all I've got is my memory of that beautiful experience. But yeah, so that's weird because I'd just done a parody pastiche of his Killing Joke cover for the magazine. Judge Dredd doing that thing.
Okay. Yes.
And they had said it's fine because they own the copyright and he doesn't have a say in the matter.
Oh no. Sorry about that, Brian.
When I met him at dinner, I did actually check. He said, "You are okay with me doing it?" And I wasn't entirely sure whether he'd even seen it at this point, actually. I think he's just polite and said, yes, not a problem. But it was like, it was weird, because like, we all love Brian's work. I'm very familiar with like his work on the Batman stuff. I remember reading the Justice League issue where he did his first Batman pages when I was a kid. And it brought a lot of mood to it. I could never match it.
Yes,
It brought a lot
it's
to it.
phenomenal.
And it's weird that I did the pastiche of his cover, and then I meet the guy, and then like I'm at a party, like you know, this bacchanalian orgy with his artwork on it. It is great the way like when you kind of, I found if you choose a path in life, the universe conspires to kind of populate it and kind of like, will make like it's really weird the fact that Marvel movies have now dominated the entire entertainment industry, and I'm like, yeah, I was thinking about that a hell of a lot back in the 80s, and it's really weird how that has now kind of taken over instead of something like, I don't know. I was going to say that Dungeons and Dragons hasn't really taken over the world. And they keep trying, it hasn't really done
Yeah.
it. It's Marvel superhero thing. It was the Marvel stuff, not the DC stuff. That's what I mean. It's like I chose Marvel over DC. I had a budget, you know, and it's those characters who took over. And I'm just sitting there thinking, have I been shaping reality in these years? In which case, shit, we've got a really worrisome couple of decades coming up.
You have to be careful what you snort from now on.
It's like since 2013, I've been coining the term the convention handshake for this month. Because I don't shake hands because you get germs, you get
Yep.
the flu, and I hated it so much that I refused to shake hands. And people would always do the Will Smith thing with exploding fists and then hold their hand out again. And I'm thinking, no, it's not a joke. That's all I'm doing. And after 3 or 4 years of this, and getting nowhere, I thought if I give it a cool name like the convention handshake, you know, like the Chelsea smile, that kind of thing, you know, and the people would remember it. And I tried it, and again, it's like fighting in a losing war. It's an uphill battle, pissing into a hurricane. Even my peers wouldn't do this. And January 2020, I was planning to do a T-shirt with the convention handshake, with that with a tick, that with a cross, and a list of 3 reasons on the back. People who don't have hands.
Yep.
That's how cats would shake hands, otherwise you get the claws. And also, if you're drawing, it's a really good way to say hello without kind of putting the pencil down. And then the universe said, don't worry, Frazer, I'll fix that for you.
I'm a bit worried because you did describe there about, was there a possibility that you were shaping the world, and you might have actually shaped reality?
How do you think I felt when all of a sudden everything I predicted the past 3 years in that month when I had a conversation with my mate in the street, and I thought I was just improvising, spitballing, being really ridiculous, right? When every single thing happened almost in sequence, I've been sitting at home thinking, am I really shaping reality? It looks like it. So I've been thinking more about alien invasion.
Right, okay, that seems fair enough.
Magic power rings. Still waiting.
Yeah, hoverboards are never going to happen in our
Yeah,
lifetime.
and also vast riches and wealth and huge amounts of success. And I think that's going to other people, not me. I'm not entirely sure how.
Well, can you wish it to everybody that's actually watching it at the moment?
Great success, live long and prosper, all that.
Oh yeah, yeah, Spock for the win. Well, here, Frazer, thank you very much. This has been extremely entertaining. So it'll be there for everybody to see forever now.
Excellent. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good
It'll
man.
be good to watch it in a few years' time to see if all your predictions come true.
I haven't given you any new predictions. I'm scared to.
Oh no, it's just Nostradamus. Sniff the future. Okay, Frazer, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye.